It's my child support day. Hey, I got a check. Hey.
My baby daddy's trying to get out of paying child support, so he's making me get a DNA test for our youngest kid. You guys are so quick to jump to conclusions. I only got $3,000 a month from him. That was $36,000 a year. That's not enough to live off of.
In the case of 22-year-old Jessica, Marcus, you are not the victim.
It's likely that situations like this would raise serious questions if brought into a legal setting, especially when financial support matters are being discussed publicly online. Courts generally take these topics seriously, and public commentary can sometimes complicate already sensitive family issues. More broadly, conversations about child support and financial responsibility often spark strong reactions, particularly when shared on social media. What may feel like venting to some can come across very differently to others, especially when legal or personal matters are involved. Today's clips dive into several emotionally charged family situations that have been gaining attention online. These moments highlight how complicated relationships, trust, and responsibility can become when personal issues play out in public view.
I went to prison for 5 years. When I got out of prison in 2003, I paid child support from that day until just February of last year when I lost my job.
Only because they garnished your wages.
Absolutely, that's what they do. And I actually asked my public defender, where's the proof? I've yet to see proof that the child's mine.
Mr. Manser, you are not
Oh, God.
his father.
Oh, man. 5 years in prison. Dylan, I'm sorry, bro. This is why. This is why I did what I did.
But this is nothing I made up. The lab did.
You made it all up.
No, I did not.
Well, those results
I
apparently
don't know
are made
any
up.
of those people on that form.
Oh, my God.
This is clearly the most shocking
Very much.
news we've ever gotten in this courtroom.
Oh, my God. She should be convicted of some crime.
No, I should not. I didn't.
That is fraud.
Miss Sear, do you know?
Yes, ma'am.
You know who his father is.
Yes, I talk to him still.
You cannot stand there and really suggest that you cannot comprehend why this man would not have any type of ill feeling, frustration, or regret as it relates to anything involving you. 5 years in prison. And then I say, do you know who your son's father is? And you say, yes, I'm still in touch with him. That is a really huge pill to swallow. Really?
It's honestly surprising that this situation continued for such a long time without clear certainty about the child's paternity being established. In cases like this, the lack of clarity alone can create serious emotional strain for everyone involved. What makes it even more complicated is the idea that important information may not have been shared early on. When trust and transparency are missing in such sensitive matters, it often leads to deep emotional fallout and long-term conflict. Situations like this are a reminder of how critical honesty and clear communication are in family-related issues, especially when they involve legal and personal responsibilities.
On her income, that brings her child support obligation to $2,300 per month. Reimbursing you for the health insurance that you carry for the children every month is $255, bringing your monthly child support to $2,550.
Okay, no, excuse me, wait a minute. I don't get paid monthly. It's according to how my houses are flipped. So if I go a month without flipping a house, what? Why did you do this?
No, wait a minute. Excuse me. I went off what you said. You said, Your Honor, I make about $150,000. Did you say that?
I did say that.
Right. You did say that. So that's what I based it on.
Shut up.
Therefore, that's what your child support amount is going to be, $2,550. So I hope you can flip enough houses to make that flip some more for these children. Is there anything further, ma'am?
Yes, can I just ask a question? As far as the tutoring, what if I take my children to tutoring?
What? You mean like take them in a car?
Yeah, like if I take them to tutoring, can I reduce that?
Yeah, I don't want her
No, I didn't say you. I said my children. You said that you're
Did you ask me the question or did you ask him the question?
Okay.
Oh, okay. To answer your question, no.
Yes.
It does not. It has no impact on that whatsoever. Transporting your children to tutoring is called parenting.
All right.
Is there anything further?
Can I go?
Oh, sure. As soon as I dismiss you. Is there anything further, sir?
I just want to say, God has blessed me in ways that I can imagine.
So now you want to bring God in it.
I just appreciate you for understanding my frustration and my pain. And
well, I didn't make a ruling based on your frustration and your pain. I made a ruling based on what the law said I can do with what's in the best interest of these children. And if there's nothing further, you both are dismissed.
Me and my little teacher,
yes, he was a little teacher.
Walk out with this.
From this perspective, some argue that a yearly income of around $150,000 would generally be enough to cover the financial needs of a child without placing additional pressure on the other parent. They believe that financial responsibility should be proportional and reflect each person's ability to contribute. Others feel that disagreements like this often come down to differing expectations about support arrangements, expenses, and what is considered fair in shared parenting situations. Ultimately, cases like this tend to spark strong debate about fairness, financial responsibility, and how support decisions should be balanced between both parents.
Baby ain't mine, huh?
What do you mean?
Oh my God. I didn't hear with that, man. Bruh.
No, this isn't right.
So I know who the father is. Who's the father? What you looking at him for? Is there something you want to tell me? I know what the paper tells me. Admit it to me.
I'm not admitting to nothing. He's yours.
You been sleeping with my wife, bro? I know you're not trying to say it. That paper says that boy is yours. What do you mean? Bruh, one of y'all got to explain something to me.
He's yours.
Stop playing. You play too much, bro. I'm not playing, okay? Deadass. Talk. Calm down. Chill out. Oh, don't tell me.
In many people's view, discovering after years of raising a child that there may be uncertainty around biological parentage would be extremely difficult news to process. It's the kind of situation that can naturally trigger a strong emotional response, given the time, care, and commitment already invested. What stands out in this case is how composed the individual appeared despite the seriousness of the situation. Rather than reacting impulsively, he seemed to handle it in a controlled and steady way, which many would find notable under such pressure. Moments like this often highlight how differently people respond to unexpected, life-changing information, especially when it involves family and trust.
Your baby's daddy. It's called parentage fraud, and it's no joke.
My husband got a paternity test on our 5-year-old daughter, and it came back negative, and now he wants a divorce. And
if you falsely...
Yeah. Those of you who are in Tennessee, guess what? House Bill 2689 is getting ready to pass. That is requiring paternity tests before you sign the birth certificate. Because, you know, when people do paternity tests, 1/3 of the time, they end up not being the father, and if they start testing everybody, that number...
What? Well, I guess that's probably selection bias, to be fair.
Only go up, not down. They're actually starting to jail time the ladies for maternity fraud.
This needs to go nationwide, but at least it's the first step.
True.
Progress, not perfection.
Sure.
But in the meantime, I advise any male that I know to get yourself a DNA kit and swab that child's mouth. Because
it's weird to me that they don't just do this as a default.
Be surprised just how many of those kids belong to another man.
The problem with child support is that it's calculated based on how much money both of the parents make.
Yeah.
The more money dad makes, the more he pays. But
the last speaker raised a broader concern about how financial support systems are structured and how they may influence incentives. From this perspective, some people feel that certain arrangements can create situations where dependence on support payments becomes long-term rather than temporary. Others argue that these systems exist to ensure basic stability for children and a shared responsibility between parents, even when circumstances change or disagreements arise. Overall, it's a topic that often leads to very different interpretations depending on personal experience, and it continues to spark debate about fairness, accountability, and how support frameworks should function.
I barely make $2,600 take home after I pay Amy and the courts and everything else. And now on top of it, I'm gonna have $1,100. My rent is $1,000. Like I just don't understand how, and that's why I got so upset. And I do apologize. But everything that's came out of her lawyer's mouth is to belittle me and make me look like I'm not a good father, and I am. She's an RN or an LPN, Your Honor. And she has not worked in 4 years, 3 years. I understand that she has another child, but that child is not my responsibility whatsoever. I take care of my 2 children, and I struggle doing it, but I do it. She's taken my kids from me to where I can't talk to them, so I had to file a motion. I filed the motion. I'm doing everything as a father. And it just keeps taking and taking and taking. She has a husband that she can rely on. I have nobody. I had me. And it's frustrating. So yes, I did get a little, my mouth gets the best of me sometimes, but I'm trying. And it went from $650, I'm paying $722, plus I pay $135 to have my kids on my insurance. So on top of that, it's going up almost double. And I barely make it as it is. So, I mean, I don't know what to do. I mean, obviously, this is probably going to happen. I'm going to have to pay double, but I don't understand. Like, how am I supposed to support myself? You said that it's to support my children, but at the same time, I can't support them if they don't have a place to live when they come see me. I'm working now. I make $21 an hour. I work 48 hours a week, barely work any overtime. I drive an hour from my home. I drive 2 hours to go get my kids every other weekend. I didn't fight her on living in Ohio. I didn't fight her on none of that. But here I am. She's fighting me on everything. Everything. If I'm a woman that is wanting to support her kids but doesn't have a job, she's relying on her husband and my child support. It makes zero sense. I have no problem paying the $722 plus $135. That's what I feel that I should pay. And when my kids come, sir, we don't just sit at home. We go out to eat. We do things. We do activities. I buy them stuff. We have fun. And I'm not going to be able to do none of that. That's all, sir. That's all.
All right, Mr. Grace, there's no question, of course, mind you're a good father. You're here today. You've been exercising your parenting time. That's not an issue in this court's opinion. And child support is based upon a formula, black and white formula, your income. My understanding, it's based upon your new income, not your former income, but your current income. Is that correct, Ms. Glad? You ran these numbers on his current income? And it's about $48,000 a year?
I did, Your Honor.
Sir, may I say something real quick? I make $840 a week. Okay? If you guys are taking $1,100 from me, how is anybody looking at for support with me? If I can't, I'm not going to be able to support my kids if I can't support myself. And Your Honor, I was making the same amount that I was making 4 years ago. So I don't understand how it's up more when I'm making less, because I was working. That's all overtime. Everything it was all overtime, and I'm working none.
And this calculation is based on your current employment, not your former employment. It's based on your current employment.
I was making more at my former employment. You see what I'm saying? I was making more.
Your Honor.
Calculation. Mr. Pratt, can you explain?
At the request of the court, if I put mom in at minimum wage and $800 a month in child care, which is probably a low estimate, the support goes up to $1,504. Just so you're aware.
Who's the daycare for?
For the children.
They go to
Mom's
school.
got to work. Somebody's got to watch the children.
They go to school and she has a husband.
Okay. Well, they need latchkey after school in the summertime.
There's two parents in the household.
Yeah.
So they're 11 and 7.
Yeah, it might be well worth it to invest in an attorney. Just have an attorney consult this limited issue of child support. Have him run the figures. If he knows the Michigan child support guidelines, Mr. Grace.
But why would you
rely upon
you guys
the
are telling me this is what you guys ran and it's 1103? Why would it change if I get a lawyer? That's just more money that I have to spend in the broker I get.
Because you can confirm with the lawyer that this is a very good recommendation. That's what you can confirm.
I already know I either go with 1103 or I get screwed at the 1500. So I'm in a win-lose situation. It just makes zero sense to me how somebody can sit at home and do nothing, do absolutely nothing, dress my kids like slobs, make them. It's horrible, man.
Right, Mr. Grace. Okay, Mr. Grace, this is what we'll do. Let's give it. I'm going to put minimum wage to her, and we'll add in child care costs. Mr. Pratt saying it's about $800. That's average. And
we'll keep it at the
$1,500. Mr. Grace, do you want to keep arguing about this? Because it's going to go up. I can guarantee you that.
We'll keep it at the 1103. I mean, like,
situation is being interpreted by some viewers as an example of conflict around financial responsibility and support arrangements. From one perspective, it appears to involve a person who is already facing financial pressure and struggling to cover basic living costs. Others, however, see it as part of a broader disagreement over how financial obligations should be shared and what is considered fair under the circumstances. These kinds of disputes often become highly emotional, especially when money, stability, and personal responsibility are involved. As a result, the situation has sparked debate about fairness, hardship, and how support decisions impact both parties involved.
Married for 51 years, got 2 sons, needed to take a test to see if any of us had a kidney good enough for my brother. Found out something interesting. They ain't my kids. They're somebody else's. Y'all need to go get your own paternity test. These women are hopping everything that looks fun. You thought you liked sex. You ain't nothing. I mean, I stayed with her for the sake of the children. And the grandchildren.
Many viewers consider this one of the more emotionally difficult situations to watch, especially from a long-term perspective. By that stage in life, someone may have already spent years raising children, building memories, and forming deep family bonds. When new information later challenges that entire understanding, it can be incredibly hard to process. It's not just about one moment. It's about reevaluating a large part of one's personal history and relationships. Situations like this often leave a lasting emotional impact, as they force people to reconsider trust, truth, and the experiences they believed were real.
Today, my husband come home and asked me for a DNA test for my 3 kids. Let's say if we have 3 kids, I am filing for divorce the second day because bottom line is...
Guilty.
No, I'm not guilty.
You're guilty.
You're guilty. That's not guilty. I'm married with you. I'm married.
That's guilty.
I'm married for 10 years. And then you and I... No, that's
Sounds
not
like
guilt.
guilt.
That's disrespectful. Because to me...
You're guilty.
Maybe you don't get it. If my husband asks me to have a DNA test for our children, whether it's 1 or 2, I will be filing for divorce because if you have not seen, if I haven't given you any idea that I'm cheating on you, you decided to ask me for a DNA test, to me, you don't trust me. What's the point of being in that relationship?
That's like, wait, that's like you asking for a lie detector.
Right.
So then if you come and ask me for a lie detector.
I can do a lie detective. I can do a lie detective test, but when you asking me for a DNA test for my kids and we've been together for 10 years, that means
you should have asked me from day 1.
Yeah, that means you're doing something wrong. That means
why does that mean?
He didn't give birth to kids. How's he doing something? You're guilty. Why am I doing that?
That's not true. That's dangerous.
That's how it always is. Cheater always like to point fingers at somebody else. No, it's not. Because I was in a situation where I was being accused of... No, I was being... No. Listen, I was being accused of being a cheater when he was in fact cheating on me. So the fact... No, it's not different. It's not different. And it's not different.
A DNA test 10 years later because you're having
so 10 years later,
a DNA test for something 10 years later, man, the person had built up doubt, but at the end of the day, it's not something that's crazy as regular cheating because they're coming to you about, you know that you're the mother of the child, so they're trying to figure out that point, like, am I the father of the child?
So the first one, he had no problem with it.
If we flipped it up and you're talking about cheating, well, if you ask me for a lie detector test for cheating and I say no, you're going to say I'm guilty. So if you get so outraged that you said you're going to file for divorce,
I will.
From one perspective, some people don't see a request for a DNA test as unreasonable or disrespectful. Instead, they view it as a way to gain clarity and certainty in situations where there may be doubt about paternity. For them, it's less about accusation and more about avoiding long-term confusion or emotional complications later on. With relatively low cost and easy access, they argue it can simply be a practical step toward confirming biological relationships early at the same time. This topic often divides opinion, as others feel it can introduce mistrust into a relationship if not handled carefully.
It's Friday and I got my child support check and I don't know what to spend it on. I'm gonna go leave my kids at their grandmother's house and I'm probably gonna go out drinking with my husband, go out and gamble a little bit. maybe go shopping. The kids don't need anything because I provide everything for them. So I might just go ahead and splurge on myself with my little child support check. What do you girls do when...
From this perspective, it appears that one parent may already have sufficient financial resources to care for the children independently, without additional support. Because of that, some viewers question whether financial assistance from the other parent is necessary in this situation. Others, however, point out that child support arrangements are usually based on legal responsibility and shared parental duty, rather than assumptions about who appears more financially comfortable at a given moment. An essay result. Cases like this often lead to debate about fairness, financial need, and how responsibility should be balanced between both parents.
My Sean into having your baby, but not his, because I have got proof here that you have been a scheming little... Do you know what happened? Yes, you have. No, you do not. How can you look at me and tell me lies to my face?
I'm not lying.
You're an absolute liar.
I'm not lying.
Yes, you are a liar.
What's with that?
So this is when I had the baby last week and last night. Seem to have him every bloody night, don't I? While you're off gallivanting. So I looked after him, I cleaned his teeth, and then I sent it off for DNA testing.
Do you know how creepy that is? Oh, without my consent.
I don't give a
It's so
consent.
creepy.
But you'll consent for me to look after him, will you, all night while you're out about?
No, I haven't.
Yes, you have. Anyway, this came back from the DNA testers, and this says that you are the mother, and it's shown the father is he. No, he isn't.
Baby daddy didn't see this coming.
Some dirty skanky has been out and somebody else, and then you come back and try to nail my son. Well, he's not falling for it. You can.
Okay, I know you've never liked me, but let's go as far as making a fake
You are
letter
damn
about
right.
that.
I've never liked you. Could just look at you. You can let barefaced lie to.
Some viewers reacted strongly to the behavior shown in the clip, especially the apparent lack of emotional response during the conversation. From their perspective, the denial of events despite clear disagreement created a sense of disbelief and frustration. Situations like this can be especially painful for families involved. For a parent watching their child go through a difficult or emotionally charged experience, it can be deeply distressing and hard to process in real time. Overall, it highlights how intense misunderstandings or conflicting accounts can quickly escalate and have a strong emotional impact on everyone connected to the situation.
Increase in child support to do what exactly?
To help my son, to buy things for my son.
Right. You work, right?
Yes.
Where do you work?
I have my own business. I'm a caterer.
Caterer. How much are you making in your catering business?
About 400.
400 what?
Thousand.
You came here to waste my time.
I make $40,000 a year, Your Honor.
You came here to get an increase in child support so that you can pay for your catering business.
No.
So why are you here?
Just for my son, of course.
Right, but you're maybe you're missing it. It's going like this,
Well, he
going
wants
over your
to stop
head.
paying the child support, and I don't think that he should stop paying. I think
He
should pay
should
more.
stop paying if the child has been living with him for the past 3 years. Under your original court order, Mr. Eugene, give me a second. Under your original court order, you were the person that the child was living with.
Yes.
Not him.
Yes.
So that means you voluntarily relinquished conservatorship over to dad.
Yes.
Right. So dad should be the person receiving child support from you.
From me.
That's what I said. That doesn't sound right to you?
No, ma'am.
Why doesn't that sound right? Because you're the mom.
Yes. And I have to buy things for my son, and I can't do it alone.
He buys things for your son.
Well, I need to do that too.
You make $400,000 a year, ma'am.
Well, I have employees and things to pay. I mean, you know.
Okay.
I don't think that he should stop paying that.
This situation has sparked strong reactions online, with many viewers surprised by the request for increased financial support, especially given how unlikely it seemed to be approved under the circumstances. From their point of view, It came across as an unrealistic expectation during the discussion. Others see it more as a disagreement over financial responsibility and what is considered fair support, rather than anything unusual or extreme. Cases like this often lead to differing opinions depending on how people interpret the situation. The end. The video invites viewers to share their thoughts on the matter, as debates like this tend to divide public opinion and generate a lot of discussion.